Hello everybody, welcome back to ClearServe Financial Education. And today I want to discuss the stimulus checks and where we stand since that's getting closer and closer to getting finalized. So first and foremost, President Trump over the weekend on Sunday signed the legislation into law. So he did push back though and say that he wanted the checks to be raised from $600 per individual making less than $75,000 to $2,000 per individual making less than $75,000, and then of course $600 per child on top of $2,000 per adults. So, okay, so why did he sign this? So he said days prior that he wasn't going to sign this because there was too much pork in there. And I don't know if you got a chance. I'm not going to bore you and go through the laundry list. There's been a lot of things floating around on Facebook and elsewhere that breaks down this 5,500 page document and where all the money's going. It truly is disturbing. If you take 5 minutes out of your day and go through there and see how many millions and hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars that are going overseas that aren't taking care of the people right now, since we're suffering the most in the world as far as this virus goes and trying to get our economy back up. People are being unemployed. So many people unemployed. I mean, nearly 14 million people now are going to lose benefits because this wasn't signed on Saturday. It was signed on Sunday because President Trump pushed back. And I understand why he pushed back. $600 is nothing. It's not even going to pay half of someone's rent or mortgage. So he wanted more money. But, you know, it's politics. And if you look at what happened, you know, he really had no choice, even though he didn't want this. He didn't want to sign it because there's no indication in there. There's a piece in there, I think it's called 230, which so far has been protecting the Googles and the Facebooks from lawsuits that they're not considered a media outlet, so therefore they can't be sued for what's on their platforms. You know, he wanted to remove that. He wanted to give the people more money and stop all the pork that was in there. But if you haven't figured it out by now, most of that pork in there that goes overseas is still our politicians that some way, shape, or form. I may sound cynical, but I don't think I am. In some way, shape, or form, they're getting a kickback on this because there's no way that career politicians should have 3 or 4 homes and tens of millions of dollars of net worth on a $100,000, $150,000 salary. So with that being said, Trump had no choice but to sign it. And Mitch McConnell, even Republican Senate Majority Leader, said he wanted him to sign it because they didn't want the chance to damage the 2 Republicans that are running off in this runoff election come January in Georgia. You know, you also, if you didn't sign it, Tuesday you'd have hundreds of thousands of federal employees who would not, there's no budget, therefore they would not be able to go to work unless they are essential. So between the pork that was in there he didn't want, he couldn't wait any longer because he couldn't afford hundreds of thousands more people to be unemployed because of no budget. The pork's going to get pushed through. So once again, the American people are going to get screwed, and the politicians are all going to end up becoming more and more wealthy. Matter of fact, one of the line items in there was a $57,000 pay raise. So if that doesn't piss you off, that both themselves a $57,000 per year pay raise is in there, then maybe you're watching the wrong channel, because this is just infuriating to see this kind of shit going on still. So anyway, on a more positive note for you folks that maybe you didn't get the stimulus check back in March, I did find a way for you to get that money if you did not get it. If you did not do a direct deposit or did not come to you for some reason, then basically you can file on your 2020 tax return, as long as you file it timely, including extensions, the recovery rebate credit. So if you qualify, made less than $75,000, or married, filing joint, making no more than $150,000, you can get that credit. So that $1,200 per person credit that was offered in the year, you can get that on your tax return. So it will reduce your taxes that you owe, or it will give you a bigger refund. So anyway, I just want to point that out. Go into the IRS website. You can just read on recovery rebate credit. If you file your own taxes, make sure you do that. Now, on the other hand, if you did receive the check, there's nothing you need to do. There's no boxes, nothing you need to do at this point in time. Now, obviously, the software, they can change that before we start filing here in a few weeks. But I really just wanted to get that point out there to folks that did not get it, because I do know the last time I was in the tax office that there were clients that didn't file or for whatever reason didn't get those checks, and they can get it this when they file a tax return this coming year in 2021, filing your 2020 tax returns. Okay, so we're gonna have to sit and wait, because right now it does look like Trump did push back some and say he wanted the checks up to 2,000 versus 600. I don't see that happening, because you've got some conservative Republicans that don't want it. Democrats said they're all for it. Pelosi and Schumer said they were for it. But I don't think they're going to do that, because I believe the number was it adds another $370 billion to this bill and to our debt, which, as I've mentioned multiple times, I have other videos that I talk about the debt, which is out of control. $27.5 trillion. We'll be pushing 30 trillion by next summer, I'm pretty sure of that. So, but on the other hand, if you look at other videos, if you want to play the market, I've got videos on Bitcoin. I did a video on Bitcoin on December 11th when it was at 17,000. I noticed today it's at 27,000. So it's up $10,000 in less than 3 weeks since I did that last video on Bitcoin. So anyway, that's it for now. And we'll see how this washes out here in the next couple of days. We should have some answers shortly. But that's it for me. ClearSurf Financial Education, Carl Keister, and we'll stay focused, and we'll keep my eye on what's going to happen to the stimulus check. So until then, stay safe and stay in the market. Have a good one.